Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I join colleagues in drawing the House's attention to my register of members' interests. I would like to very much welcome this bill, which comes in the finest traditions of this side of the House, going back, of course, to the days of Harold Macmillan. And it is very telling, I think, that the last 5 or 6 speeches we've heard have come entirely from the Conservative benches. The Labour benches appear to have run out of steam some time ago, and the Liberal Democrat benches sometime before that. Of course, Mr. Speaker, the reason why we face this housing problem in this country is that our population is growing so rapidly at the rate of 400,000 a year, mostly driven by immigration. And that, of course, means we need to build a couple of 100,000 houses a year simply to keep pace with population growth. Now, the Shadow Housing Minister, the member for Wentworth, made some disparaging comments at the beginning of the debate about the government's record. But I would like to say the government's record in this area is an extremely fine one. Indeed, during the last year, when the member for Wentworth was Housing Minister, across the United Kingdom, only 124,000 housing units were started. In the last year, that had increased to 165,000 units. An increase of nearly 50%, which the government can be proud of. And of course, my honourable friend, the member for Uxbridge, as Mayor of London, yes, wake up, has delivered 94,000 affordable homes in his mayoralty, outstripping his predecessor, the former member for Brent East. So, Mr. Speaker, it's a record we can be proud of. And I think the measures in this bill on planning will enable the government to go even further by making sure those recalcitrant 35% of authorities who have not delivered a local plan will do so by 2017, to allow developers for minor applications as well as major applications to go straight to the planning inspector if they've got a poor performance, by requiring 90% of brownfield land to have an outline planning application by 2020. All of those things will increase supply. And members opposite spoke a great deal about affordability, and they were quite right to do so. There is a problem with affordability in this country, in London and across the UK, but the solution to it is quite simply to build more houses. It's basic economics, and this bill has at its heart an intention to build more houses. And I particularly, as a London Member of Parliament, a Member of Parliament for Croydon South, I particularly welcome the work of the London Land Commission, I think jointly chaired by the member for Uxbridge and the member for Great Yarmouth, which first met on the 16th of July this year. And their intention is to match the achievement of the GLA. 98% of their land has been brought forward for development, and a London Land Commission aims to do the same with other public sector land, including the 6,000 acres of land owned by Transport for London. And I would ask the Minister to consider going further and allowing the London Land Commission to have more proactive powers to actually themselves bring forward land for development rather than simply identifying it. I know, Mr. Speaker, you're keen for me to sit down relatively soon to create room for the front bench, but I will, very kind, but I will just briefly endorse the social housing right to buy concept. Home ownership is a fundamentally good thing. It enables people to have a stake in our society and to invest in their own home. It enables them to prosper as house values go up. And I think this proposal is a good one. Social housing providers have committed to replacing the units sold on a one-for-one basis. So this idea that social housing stock will get eroded is simply untrue. And the total stock, and moreover, the total stock of housing will increase because the social housing unit that's been sold will still be in existence. So, Mr. Speaker, I will conclude there by saying this is a bill which will increase the supply of housing, it will increase home ownership, and I encourage all members to support it in the Vision Lobby this evening.